I'm making this video to share with you how I repaired my Shimano 7-speed gear shifter. I was having problems with it, was sluggish, and it wasn't changing the gears properly. So this is for all you people that aren't actually bicycle mechanics like myself, but are perhaps a little bit handy with your tools. My main concern when I took this off was that when I took it apart, springs and stuff would start flying out and it would be a mess, but really it's pretty simple. So let me show you how I repaired mine. So here's the gear shifter. This was on a bike that had a Shimano Aceera derailleur. But I think it's also the one that comes with the Tourney and the Altus. So there's different varieties of these, but this is like a button for downshifting and a lever. Well, I guess the lever is for downshifting and the button is for shifting up. So what was happening was this was, I couldn't hardly do it with my thumb. I had to like put my whole hand on to get this thing around. Well, the first thing I would do is let you know that you don't want to be tempted to undo this screw and then pull this off of the bike handlebar. What you want to do is take all your components that are outboard of this point, your handle, your throttle, your brake lever, and take all those off and then loosen this up and slide it off. Because one of the parts that holds this together on this metal clamp is a little metal tab, and it engages with a detent in this plastic housing. So your two main areas that you'll be looking at are these two tiny screws here, and you just take the screwdriver and undo those. And like I said earlier, it's one of those things where you worry that maybe everything's going to come apart when you open it up, but that's not the case at all, really. You get a little more better view here. So you just kind of gently pry this up. And this part is the part that was kind of scary for me because it seemed like it was stuck. But like I say, that's just a little detent in the plastic housing. It's like a friction fit. And I would suggest that you keep it upside down because there's some parts in this housing that, one little part that can fall out. Well, now that I got it on camera, I can't get it apart. But that's the problem I had the first time. And yeah, there we go. That's the main thing, is getting that metal tab out of there. And it should just come up now, hopefully. It really shouldn't be that hard. But here's the little part that, this little piece here can come loose, but it just goes right back in. It's pretty intuitive. It goes right back into the little slot with the, with this tooth part Let's see if you can see that. This little tooth part here, when you have it upside down, it'll go up like this, just like that, and that just sits there. Also, you want to make sure that you keep this indexing tab in the right place. Right now it's in the right spot, number 7. If you have it pushed all the way out like this, that would be number 1. So what you want to do is take and move this back over on the inside to the number 1 position when you put it back together. And that's just a simple little dial. Nothing too complicated about it. So what happens is when this little plastic piece pushes in, it pushes against this plastic piece here and causes the gear to trip. So I just took this apart. There's not really too many loose parts once you take the top off. I sprayed it out real good with air. I actually cleaned it out with some denatured alcohol because you want to make sure you don't use anything that's going to affect plastic, because this is all plastic, and denatured alcohol I think is pretty inert. So just clean it out with some alcohol, spray it out real good if you have some compressed air, and then lube it back up again. I had this, you want to use a non-petroleum based lube, obviously, because you have plastic gears, and I just happened to have this, which was left over from my days of racing RC cars. We used to put that on our spur gears, make them nice and quiet. So clean it all out, lube it back up, and if there aren't any broken parts in here, you should be good to go. So like I said, when you go to put it back together, you make sure that you have this piece facing the right way. So you want that little tooth that you can see on there. You want that facing up, and the back side fits into a little slot in the knob here. And then make sure that you have your indicator set on the right number. Keep getting out of the frame here. Make sure you have your indicator set on the right number. And then I would hold it upside down, because otherwise, you know, this little piece is just sitting in there. So go ahead and line the this part up with these two screw standoffs. That's the best way to figure out where it goes. And just gently slide that down in there. Like I say, right back here, this little detent goes into this body, so you just kind of pull that back a little bit, and that's just a friction fit. And just put your screws back in. Real simple. And hopefully, if nothing's broken there, it was just gunked up like mine was, it'll operate like new.